Give it up for Skycamp. 222 just dropped. You had a big part in that. Lil Tjay's new album. Tell us how that happened. How'd you meet Lil Tjay?
You still got that studio in your crib? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm about to bring Lil Tjay through.
So you got robbed at gunpoint?
I'm setting up because I got a session that's coming in like 20 minutes. And next thing, there's like a gun in the back of my head.
Whoa.
And I'm like, yo, wait, what's going on? Because the dude that was sitting behind me that put the gun in my head was like acting mad cool. Philadelphia is treacherous, bro. Like, yo, I really trusted you, bro. We had a genuine conversation 30 seconds before this, and now you got a gun to me, bro?
X now.
Yeah, bro. Why do I feel like I'm logging into a porn app, bro? That's crazy, bro. It's crazy. I can't open this shit in front of my grandma. So I'm logging.
Yo guys, welcome back to the Famous Chili Podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on all platforms at Famous Chili Pod. Guys, today we are joined by a very special guest. He's produced, recorded, mixed, and mastered for artists including Lil Tjay, Joey Badass, Meek Mill, Jason Derulo, Lil Durk, and the list keeps on going. It's the multi-talented producer and engineer behind your favorite music. Give it up for Skycamp.
Yeah, let's go.
How's it going, man? How you doing?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Another day in paradise. You feel me?
Man, we've heard a lot about you, man. 222 just dropped. You had a big part in that. Lil Tjay's new album. Tell us how that happened. How'd you meet Lil Tjay?
So, one of my really good friends from back when I was maybe like 15, 16. Well, I guess I've known him for a while, and he ended up being like personal security for Tjay. One day he just randomly calls me and he's like, you still got that studio in your crib? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I'm about to bring Lil Tjay through. And no bullshit, like 20 minutes later, they were like walking through my front door. Like, it was just like the most random, like wasn't expecting it. And I had literally just taken like an eighth of shrooms. So like, I wasn't prepared for what was about to happen, but like, fuck it worked out, you know?
Yeah.
Yo guys, we just want to take a little break from today's video to thank our sponsor, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is here to help you buy tickets in the easiest way possible. All you have to do is just download the SeatGeek app, and SeatGeek will help you find affordable tickets to all your favorite events. Maybe you want to go see Lil Tjay perform live, or you want to go see Nishk Patel on his Fast and Loose comedy tour. SeatGeek has got you covered. And it's so simple. All you have to do is just download the SeatGeek app and start searching. SeatGeek will filter through hundreds of different tickets to help you find the best deals. And remember, green means good and red means bad. And on top of that, SeatGeek will also let you see the view of your seats before you even purchase them, so you know exactly what you're getting. So if you're interested in getting the best deals on tickets to your favorite events, download the SeatGeek app from the link in our description and use our code FAMOUSCHILI for $20 off your first purchase. Thanks, SeatGeek, and let's get back to the video.
That's absolutely wild. So when he walked in, were you like all like hazy and stuff like that? Like, yo, who is that guy just walking through my door right now?
So like, I had heard of Tjay before and listened to his music. Like, I'm not gonna say that I wasn't a fan, but it's just like I wasn't really tapped in before. And after working with him for a little bit, you start to enjoy it. It was just it was kind of cool to experience that. Just like, it was so unexpected. That's the best way I can put it. It was just really, really unexpected, but like I said, it worked out.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Honestly, like if Tjay were to walk into me like that, I think I would lose my shit completely. I'd be like, yo, that is absolutely crazy that Lil Tjay's walking through my door right now. Hopefully, Tjay's gonna come on the podcast. Hopefully.
One day.
I'll put a good word in.
No, that's actually funny you said that, because like, how do you kind of balance kind of the stardom aspect to, being a professional and actually producing? Is it like the first 2 minutes you're like, oh my God, and then it's like, all right, I'm here to work with him?
Well, like, I was more freaking out because, like, I'm a perfectionist, you feel me? Right. And, like, one thing about this industry is, like, your name is your name. So, like, you don't want to look bad. And to be in front of somebody who's had, multi-platinum records and, all these different accolades and done all this stuff, like, you don't want to mess up. Right. Because it's going to make you look bad, and word of mouth is the biggest thing. So, like, my main point was to just focus and make sure I execute properly. And as long as I know I did my best job and gave my all, then the rest will work itself out, right. Which, obviously it did.
What's kind of like the craziest thing that happened ever since you've been working with Tjay, when you're just hanging out or in the studio? Any crazy stories that happened during that time?
No, just because, like, ever since bro got shot, he just like really is like well kept and private. Yeah. He doesn't live like that crazy of a life, So like, I wouldn't say anything like I don't think anything really crazy has happened. I would say, like, personally, like, the craziest thing that happened to me was, like his management will call me. You know, I just woke up. It's like 11 in the morning. They're like, "Yo, can you get on a flight to Europe in like 3 hours?" Like,
Wow.
like to me, that's crazy. But it's not like
Yeah.
anything that's like some outlandish. Like, you know, people have crazy tour stories and
Yeah.
things that they've seen. Like, it's just crazy because I've never experienced something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
What's that like? Just knowing that like you wake up any day, and within a minute of you waking up, you could just be in a different country, touring the world, going out with all these crazy celebrities.
Constant paranoia. Because I'm like, yo, people hit me up and they're like, "Yo, you want to hang out?" And I'm just like, I mean, I can't go too far because I might gotta go back to the crib and grab my. Gotta head to the studio. I might have to head to the airport. I literally just keep a suitcase with all my gear just packed and ready to go because you never know when you're gonna get that call.
What's the coolest travel story you've had with him? Where have you gone?
We just went to Amsterdam, Dubai, and London.
Oh, you know that's gonna be.
We know Amsterdam. Yeah.
You guys been to Amsterdam?
Nah, but
My
we've seen
parents
Harold
just
and
went
Kumar.
back.
So,
No, Amsterdam is really cool because obviously I love to smoke like a shit ton of weed. So like the first thing I did when I got off the plane was like take me to the legal weed.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, bro, it was cool because they call it like a coffee shop, but you
Yeah.
walk
No.
in there and they just like they give you a menu and they just kind of just serve you some weed. They give you an ashtray, like you need lighters, papers.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's like a sit down restaurant, but they just give you some weed.
Get a
My
paper
parents just
strand.
got back from Amsterdam and they went on Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
They come back. I'm like, "Did you guys smoke or anything?" They're like, "Nah," but it took forever to find coffee. And I was like,
Well, yeah, because the coffee shop is the weed shop.
That's so cool. Wait,
Bro.
so how's like tour life? Because like, you mentioned you might be going on tour, but how like is it like you're traveling to a new city like almost every day, right? So like,
Yeah.
how are you like going out every day? Are you only going out on weekends? Like sleep schedule? Like what's the lifestyle like?
I'm at the point now where like I just don't have a sleep schedule anymore. Like I just I
Okay.
sleep when I can. You feel me? Because like you never know what it's gonna bring. So like for example, the day we were in Dubai, we landed and that same day he had like a show,
Right.
and then we had to get on a flight like a couple hours after the show to go to London.
Okay.
So like I didn't sleep the whole time we were in Dubai. It was like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know, we just landed from right after we left Amsterdam, went to Dubai, hung out, everybody checked in, got into our hotels, got food, and like because of the time difference, it was I want to think maybe like 12 a.m. in Dubai, but it's really only like 6 p.m. back in New Jersey. And I was just in New Jersey the day before, so I'm still
Right.
on that time. So by the time it's 6 a.m., you know, I'm still not feeling tired. So we're pretty much up all the whole night. Go to the club, have a good time. You know, he performs, everybody's doing good, and then we just go straight from the club to the airport, and then now I'm in London.
That's crazy.
So is it like super hectic or obviously it is
Oh, yeah.
hectic, but like so you're not really, are you like enjoying yourself at a certain point, or is it more
Oh,
of just
yeah.
like work, like you know you're constantly like
Nah,
making-
bro. Like
alright.
I love my job. You feel me?
Right,
like,
right, yeah.
It doesn't feel like work anymore. Like I call
Oh,
it
yeah.
work because like yes, that's what one would label it as. But like I've dreamt about just being able to work in the music industry my whole
Yeah,
life. You feel me? So like to be able to achieve that dream, like how could I not want to get up and go do this every day
Yeah,
and
true,
just
true.
you know.
I mean, that's what they said. They say you do what you love. You never work a day in your life.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I don't care that I'm sleep deprived. I mean, I probably
Yeah,
should.
he doubled
you
back
feel
on
me?
that one.
I'm like, I probably should. You feel me? Like this morning was the first night I probably got like a good night's sleep, but it's not a regular sleep schedule. You know, like I got home from the studio at 8:30 this morning and slept till 4 p.m. Which is, don't get me wrong, it's a solid 8
Yeah,
hours. You feel me?
yeah.
I got the 8 hours, but it's not when normal people would get their 8
Yeah,
hours.
yeah, yeah.
But I got to be ready to go to the studio.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so I'm. Right after you guys leave, I might get a call. TJ needs me to go to NYC, and all right, fuck it, I'm out. Like I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah, yeah.
So where do you record the most with him?
Sometimes at the crib, it's like it's really divided up because he travels a lot and I travel with him. So like a lot of times it's in hotel rooms. Sometimes the label will book other studios in the other cities that we go to. But so it's you know, it's just a balance. I'm always ready. You feel
Yeah, you
me?
gotta
I
be
always
able
got
to-
that thing on me. Like I like to say, you know what I mean? Laptop, hard drive, mic. Bro, you want me to plug in on the street corner right here? We out. Let's get it.
Are you like his primary producer essentially if you're always going around with him?
Not necessarily. He has another engineer that lives out in California, and we kind of we divide like the time between the
Got
both
it,
of us.
okay.
You feel me? And then like, you know, and he's got like a whole team of producers and A&Rs that help put everything together. Man, like the team over at Columbia is, I would say they're really on point and they're really good with helping just curate the whole process and make sure everything runs smoothly. You know, the album was, the way, like, watching that process from beginning to end, you know, I wasn't there from the very beginning of when the album was created, but I was there for a good portion of it. And just watching it all come together, like, you can really tell that, like, people preach about being independent, but, like, you really need a good team behind you. You're not really independent, even if you're independent. Bro.
Yeah. Talking about the album, you mentioned his shooting, which happened, I think, last fall.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was absolutely tragic. He got shot 7 times in New Jersey. And
Yeah.
do you think that had a big impact on this album, and if so, how? Because I know listening through it, you hear so many references to it,
Yeah.
entire songs dedicated
Well,
to it. Like,
it's like a whole nother level of inspiration.
Yeah.
There's only X amount of people in the world that could say, they've been shot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody in their right mind would say that they want to know what that
Yeah.
feels like. But what he did with this album was a great job of just portraying that moment and just explaining to you how he's recovered. And, like from the song June 22nd, where he literally explains the whole day before and after, all the way down to like thought I wasn't the one. I'm drawing a blank. I'm a little drunk. I had a couple beers. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the song, but like it's just you can hear him going through it, and you hear the evolution of him just growing up and maturing as a person.
Yeah.
So it's cool to just be a part of that and experience it firsthand.
His voice just lends itself so well to that kind of song, also that kind of storytelling with how melodic he is.
Yeah, a lot of people say that a lot. They like the melodic TJ.
Yeah.
So you've worked with him a lot. Do you also have time for? How do you kind of divide up your time working for TJ as well as other artists?
Shit, I make it work, man. Like literally, as soon as you guys leave here, I have a client that's watching right now that's about to come here and record. You feel me? Like I fit it into my schedule, and that's where the sleep deprivation comes in.
Yeah.
It's like, do I like money or do I like to sleep? Yeah. And I think I like money a little bit more than I like to go to sleep, bro. I'm gonna be real with you.
Just a little bit, right?
Just a little bit. It's close, but like not that close.
Yeah.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
29. Just turned 29.
Damn, happy birthday, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, right now you're still pretty young and like still
like to
making a big
believe that.
name for yourself in the game. 29's young. Yeah, 29's young. Yeah. No, but so right now you have that grind mentality. You wake up, you grind all day, you're ready to go whenever you need to.
Right.
Will there be a certain time you think where you have to take that step back and think, okay, I know somebody's asking me to book studio time right now, but I need to take this time for myself. At what point do you think you'll ever notice that and acknowledge you need to take a step away?
My body will tell me. Like don't get me wrong, there's a lot of days where I wake up and I'm just really tired. Like I really got to drag myself out of bed. But it's just like the willpower to know that like the job isn't done because I'm not where I want to be.
Job
not
finished?
finished.
Job's not finished. You feel me? Like, yo, my best friend when I was younger, my boy Trap Jesus, shout out to him. I've known him. He's my first friend when I moved to New Jersey. Right. His favorite saying is, "Yo, like you rich yet?" Like, no, you're not rich yet. Get to work, bro.
Job's not finished.
You got 222 up there. What's
Yeah.
your favorite? What's your favorite track on the album?
Oh, nobody. I was singing it the whole
bro.
time you guys were setting up, right? I was playing the album while you guys were plugging it. But just, I remember where we were, like when we recorded that song, and I could just like, you could really feel like the energy coming from it. And you can tell he was really putting his all into that song. And he was speaking from his heart.
Yeah.
Sometimes he doesn't feel like he has anybody. He opens up on the album about how he was adopted as a kid and stuff like that. And, and not knowing where your family comes from and stuff like that could probably really take a toll on you.
Yeah.
And then just thinking of all that he's been through in his life, like literally from like rags to riches, you feel me?
Yeah.
You hear it on project walls and stuff like that. So it's cool to experience it all, man. I'm grateful I could be a part of the journey.
Yeah. Do you know if there's do you ever mention the inspiration behind the name?
Yeah. So obviously this is his third album. What was the first album called? It was like Born to Win and like
Born to Win was the first one, I think.
Let me pull it up because I don't want to be inaccurate. Like, what if he watches this and he's like, damn, I thought we was homies. Like, it was like Born to Win and then like Destined to Greatness or something.
Yeah, Destined
like
to
that.
Win, True to Myself.
Oh,
they're all
there you go.
twos. Yeah, they're all twos.
Right, so it's all twos, right?
Oh,
So he's saying also the last thing he saw as he was being airlifted to the hospital was the number 222. So that being like 2 for the first 2 albums and this being the third one, that's where you get the 222 from. Like it's just the number has a lot of significance for him, and if anybody that studies numerology, they know like the meaning of the number 222 and what it brings to you. So it's kind of like a sacred thing for him almost.
Wow.
What does it bring to you? 222?
It's just like I kind of look up the explanation. I'm not like too fond, but like it's basically like if you're into like the spirituality of it all, like your angels are telling you like, yo, you're gonna be okay. Like you're headed in the right direction. Like keep doing what you're doing.
So you've been around a bunch of celebrities and a bunch of these artists, and you've traveled with a lot of them.
Yeah.
How is their lives different than like my life or like our lives, right? Because like in terms of fame and like all of that. Like,
I mean, well, they don't gotta get up and go to college every day.
Oh, yeah.
They don't gotta go back. They don't have to worry about moving back into school. But like, they're really just regular people like us. Like I promise you, like the conversations are the same. It's just like they just have they have a lot of money. Like, they're still regular people. They dress nice. They drive nice cars. But like when you have a conversation with them, it's like talking to like, you know, one of your brothers.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I
I
don't
feel like they
feel
value that a lot though, because like they don't want you like fanboying or fangirling
Right,
all
yeah,
over them.
yeah.
They want you to treat them like a normal human being. Sure, they got like a big following,
Bro.
a lot of
Hell
money,
yeah.
a lot
These
of
guys,
clout.
they come into my
Yeah.
studio and they're like, yo, bro, you got some snacks in the fridge? Like, yo, we cool. You feel
That's
me?
it,
Like,
yeah.
bro, take his shoes off, fall asleep on the couch. We might not record a song tonight.
no, they
We're
probably
cool.
also like have like a lot of people in their lives like throughout their from the beginning to where they are now, where
Yeah.
like have been with them because
Yeah,
they have all this
yeah.
money that they're just looking for
Right.
authenticity and like true loyalty.
And I think that's why me and T click so well.
Mm.
Because it's like, I don't look at him as like, oh my God, this little TJ, like he's got so much money. Like, yo, you my dog, bro. Like,
Yeah.
bro, I'm going to the store. You need something? Like, you want a drink? Like, I'm not going to ask him for the $2 for the water back. Like, I know
Yeah.
he could buy everybody on this block some water if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, we cool. Like, it doesn't matter.
yeah.
That's crazy. Cause like, what was I gonna say? I feel like TJ, he's still pretty young, right?
Yeah,
And
22.
I feel like he's got this like level of maturity to him that like a lot of rappers don't from a young age. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure I can name like a bunch of like young rappers who are like just straight up idiots in the studio, try to boss everyone around because they
Yeah.
got a little money, they got a little clout and everything. So like, take me through that experience of like working with TJ, because like you say you guys bonded really well. Was that
Yeah.
always like that from the beginning?
From the jump.
From the very beginning?
Like, he pulled up and I talked to him and it's like I knew him for like years. He's just like a very humble, nice kid, very respectful. Like, it's one of those like mutual respect things. Like, you don't disrespect me, I won't disrespect you. And we just built off of that and created like, you know, a genuine friendship. Like, if he calls me at 4 a.m., like, he just wants to talk. Not saying that has literally ever happened. He's not that kind of dude.
Shawty called him out,
But like, hey, if he did need something like that, you feel me? I'll answer the phone. Like, that's my dog, bro. I got you.
Yeah.
And you would be one of the people who are awake at that time to actually.
Yeah, man, I'm probably making beats or something. So.
Yeah, no, I always see you on your lives. I always join them. Those are just so crazy, man. It's
Yeah,
just such a
bro.
vibe, man. You're just always up, got the music blasting,
Smoking
man.
weed in the
Yeah.
studio, bro. Cool. Yeah, that's the
Like
vibe.
Hrishi was saying though about how people just like switch up when people become famous. Have you ever experienced anything like that where now you're working with like big name celebrities? Do people just kind of start from your past, come crawling back, trying to get in with you?
And it's crazy because it's like, I'm not even famous. Like, people be thinking I'm rich and shit, bro. I got people that I've never spoken to. Like, I haven't spoken to since high school. Like, why are you hitting me up asking me for money? Like, you just...
Whoa,
bro,
what?
The label pays for everything. I ain't got no plan, bro. Like, what? Like,
So
bro,
why don't you tell us a little bit about like your background? I know we've talked a little bit about TJ, but we want to hear a little bit about you. Like,
Mhm.
we want to hear about your come up, because you said you've been, you know, producing for the last 10 years, and
Longer
you
than
said
that,
like
really.
just recently you started working with a lot of big artists. How was it when you started? You know, like take us through all like the difficulties, the challenges, everything.
So, like, I just remember I was around, like, 16 or 17, and, like, my friends, like, all started, like, rapping and freestyling and stuff like that. And, like, I wanted to join in, but I realized that, like, real quick that rapping wasn't my thing. You feel me?
I don't think I've realized that yet. But
No, Prem needs some humble.
yeah, I need to realize
It's all
that.
about it. It's all about expression. You feel me? So, like, even if you don't release one song, like, keep doing that shit. You know, like,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
got you, bro. I'm always here for moral support.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, like, that's when I started learning production. Like, my uncle moved in with us when I was, like, 17. I never really understood why. I don't think I just really ever cared to find out why. I think he ended up, like, leaving his wife or something. He needed a place to stay, you know, whatever. So, he gave me a laptop. So, I downloaded, like, a bunch of, like, beat-making programs, and I cracked FL Studio. And then it was on from there, bro. I learned how to record, learned how to make beats, and I was just, like, recording the homies, and we were making little songs and stuff like that. And it kind of just evolved. And then, you know, I realized that I could, you know, make a potential living out of this. So, and I went to college, sharpened the tools a little bit, went to Full Sail, learned how to properly record, how to, you know, proper production techniques, and, you know, just took it from there. And even then, like, you know, I had to intern at studios. I worked full time at AT&T for like 6 years. And then one day I just woke up and was like, bro, why am I slaving away, having to work? I hate my job every day. I work like 60 hours a week. This is terrible. So I literally just quit. I said, fuck it, bro. And like became a DJ. I was like DJ at local parties, but still interning and running studio sessions and stuff like that. And just, you know, eventually just built off of that. You know, and now here I'm here now. You know,
Dude, I can't imagine I can't imagine that maybe one day I must have ran into you and you're selling me a phone plan. Like yo,
might have been
buy one get one free, half off for the other plan.
Yeah, bro, I was killing it
fourth
too.
line free.
Yo, we were selling home security, cable service, and cell phone service.
Yeah, at least you got your phone and your Wi-Fi for free.
all
right?
the same bill. Shout out to AT&T.
There we
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
AT&T, man.
Shout out AT&T.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you've kind of been around the world and you lived in LA for a little while.
Yeah.
When was that, and like, what did you do while you were there?
It was basically like all of COVID, like the
Oh, okay.
2021 to like end of 20, like going into 23 kind of thing.
Mm.
And I don't know, pandemic moment you were saying, you had unemployment. I was like, well, fuck it, bro. Where are we gonna go? I'm sick of New Jersey. Let's just go somewhere. So I went to LA just to hang out for like a week or two because I knew there was opportunity as an engineer and producer. You know, anybody who's in the music industry, like you kind of view LA as like the promised land almost. And you know, you just want to get there and experience shit. So I just said, fuck it. I had my friend and my mentor who taught me a lot of what I know in this audio stuff, Lorenzo. He moved out there and would just say all the time, yo, come. So, like I said, unemployment was hitting, took that money and just dipped. And was like, fuck it. Found a really good job. Shout out to my boy ADHD at Ice Cream Sound, bro. He, like, really put me on. Like, put me on to the game. Taught me a lot more from what I already knew. Because when you're young, you just think you fucking know everything.
Yeah.
And, like, you think you got it all. And then he kind of humbled me a little bit. And really taught me how to move in this industry, bro. And, like, taught me how to be a shark. And ever since then, bro, he's been eating his
Yes,
up.
sir. Yes, sir.
That's a bar.
Yeah.
Hey, you said you can't rap, man. What are you talking about?
Nah. I'm like a motivational speaker, like wow.
Were there any projects you worked on while you were in LA that you enjoyed?
Yeah. So let's see. What was a good one? I gotta think, man. There's so much stuff that we did out there. We did the Joey Badass album, the one he just dropped. That was really cool.
That's
to
an
work on.
amazing
Yeah.
project. I love that album.
That was probably my favorite project to work on while I was out there. I was going through like a weird time in my life. Me and my girlfriend had just broke up, and like, I don't know. I was just like kind of questioning like why I had moved to Los Angeles in the first place, and I was just like really, I wouldn't say depressed, but I was just like sad. I felt like my career wasn't moving. And then my boy just randomly calls me, and it was like the craziest day. Like we had went for like a walk in the Santa Monica mountains and went to the beach at Malibu. Like we just did a bunch of stuff that I don't normally do, and it was just like a good day to decompress. And then I got back to the apartment and I get a call like, yo, I need you to edit some stuff for me for Joey Badass's album. Like I need this right now. Can you help me? I'm like, yeah. And that was like that little bit of motivation I need to let me know like, all right, I'm going in the right direction. Like, let me get myself back on track and, you know, get to where I need to be.
That album is also filled with some of the craziest features I've seen.
Yeah.
You got names like West Side Gun, Diddy,
Yeah.
Nas is on
Chris
that
Brown,
album,
bro.
Jid is on that, Chris Brown. Did you get to meet any of these guys, or did you get to mix any of their vocals? Did you interact with them in any way?
So, at the end of the Larry June song, going into the Chris Brown song, you know how there's like that skit
Yeah.
where it's like the guy and he's like,
On the phone.
yo, are you fucking my bitch?
Yeah.
So like I was the one who like edited that skit and like chopped it up and
Oh,
gave
that's
him like,
sick.
because it was like his regular voice before that, so from what they were telling me, like they didn't want the guy to recognize his voice. So, you know, I just like morphed it a little bit and, you know, turned it into a whole skit.
Yeah.
And that was
that's
cool.
so funny.
That actually happened on my birthday too. Like I remember thinking like, damn bro, do I want to work on my birthday? And I'm like, yes, I'm getting a
For
fucking
Joey
Joey
Badass?
Badass
Yes,
album.
sir.
Yeah, I want to work on my birthday, bro.
That's crazy though. I can't imagine that, just waking up, getting to make a skit for Joey Badass on your birthday.
Yeah.
God damn.
That was a nice birthday gift.
You think your time in LA was like the most pivotal time in the past?
Yeah. I lived in Philadelphia before that, and it was just like a lot of weird stuff going on in Philadelphia. Like I didn't live in the best section. It was like right in Southwest Philly. Like I don't know if you guys are familiar, but Southwest Philly is probably the worst part of the city. So I just felt like I needed like a fresh start.
I thought like it's so go like that Philly thing like isn't like all I know people who live in Philly like yeah the whole thing's bad. Like what's considered like, you know, like in Chicago it's like the South Side, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Like what is that for Philly? Is that like the Southwest side?
Southwest Philly is bad. North Philly is bad. West Philly is bad.
Like that's the point.
we
Like,
don't have many
South
options
Philly's
left.
bad. Honestly, bro, even Center City gets a little tricky sometimes.
like that's where all the
Like,
colleges are, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the colleges are like Center City, University City,
Right.
and Temple is in North Philly. Temple is straight up in the hood, bro.
Dude,
Like,
I went to
right
take a
on Broad
test
Street.
there. That shit was fucking sus as hell.
Shout out my boy Luca Beats. Shout out to him. He goes to Temple, and like, I went to his dorm with him one time, and I'm like, bro, he's like, you literally live in like the shit, bro. Like, why would they put a college campus here?
That's
This is
wild.
They
crazy,
always
bro.
do that. They always do that. They like
Nah.
throw it in the most random places.
I mean, not for nothing, even Rutgers, it's like
Yeah.
they're away from it all, but it's still like,
It's still
oh,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
still a little
still
in the
that.
hood, you know.
Like I go to school in Atlanta, but I'm in like Midtown area. So like
Yeah.
it depends. If I go towards east, towards more Midtown city area, pretty nice. Go more towards west, there's a BP where someone just shot it up
Yep.
like a 1 mile off campus.
what school do you go to? In
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're like right by Mercedes-Benz Stadium, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Close-
yeah, right
yeah.
by
My family lives in Atlanta. Like my parents moved
sick.
down there, so I go to Atlanta a lot. So I'm familiar with the city.
Damn. Yeah.
That's,
Damn, that's
if,
awesome.
if I didn't live here, I probably would have moved to Atlanta. Actually, if I didn't
Really?
move back to New Jersey.
Atlanta's got a crazy music scene also. A lot
Absolutely.
of young talent coming out of Atlanta. You know,
Hell
Jid
yeah.
is insane.
Wait, so some of your like I remember kind of off air we were talking about this. So you got robbed at gunpoint? What was that all about? What was going on with that?
Bro wants
Nah.
a story.
I
So
want the story.
the owner of the studio that I worked at had like a misunderstanding with one of the artists that he was working with for like a music video or something, and they were there literally hanging out with us like a day or two before. So and they were acting mad cool with us. Like everything was, they were dapping us up. We were smoking weed together and shit. I'm like, all right, whatever. So they pop up at the studio like 2 days later, and they just knock at the door. And the owner wasn't there, so I'm like, oh, he's probably on his way or something, and just told them to pull up. So I let them into the studio because I thought it was cool. Like they were there hanging out with us. You said that was your artist that you work with, so like I'm like, oh, whatever. He's probably coming to work out some deal or whatever. And I'm setting up because I got a session that's coming in like 20 minutes. And next thing there's like a gun to the back of my head.
Whoa.
And I'm like, yo, wait, what's going on? Because the dude that was sitting behind me that put the gun in my head was like acting mad cool. Was like talking to me, like we're having a conversation. He's like, yeah, bro, how was your day? I'm like, yo, I'm cool. I'm getting ready for the morning. I'm like, yo, Philadelphia is treacherous, bro. Like, yo, I really trusted you, bro. We had a genuine conversation 30 seconds before this, and now you got a gun to me, bro. You telling me to open the safe? Like, what did I do?
The switch up is crazy.
And the whole time he's like, yo, bro, I really like I didn't want to have to do this. He's like, yo, I really fuck with you, bro. Like, I don't.
That
want
just
you
makes
to-
it worse.
Yeah,
What
he's
the
like,
hell?
look at me in my eye, like, yo, I fuck with you, bro. Like, I really don't want to have to do this. Like, yo, just chill. And, like, it's gonna be okay. Like, so they took all of our stuff. They took like our phones, my wallet,
Damn.
laptops, and our hard drives. They like smashed all of the studio owner. He has like photography and videography equipment. They smashed all his stuff. But then they locked us in a room for a minute, and like I could hear them outside the room talking about like what they should do with us. And they left us. They left us.
Damn.
And then they left our phones because I guess they didn't want to track, like they didn't want to find
Yeah,
my iPhone and
yeah.
track. So they left our phones and they left our wallets, which was cool. They didn't take no money from us
Mm.
because it wasn't like
What did they take? They smashed some shit.
took our laptops. So what happened was like the owner of the studio had owed him a music video for like a year. That, and then yeah, so he's like, I want my music video. So he thought taking all of our laptops and hard drives was him gonna get his clips, but
Yeah.
the stuff that he was looking for wasn't even in the studio. So like,
Revenge-
Yeah, that's
revenge
crazy.
shit.
yeah.
So
And
Philly's crazy. So let's get this right, man. So North Philly avoid,
Shit.
West Philly avoid, South
go.
Philly avoid, Central Philly avoid. Is East okay?
There is an East Philly, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
That's
That's like the
the only spot
casino.
we
It's
got.
like a couple tall buildings over there, I guess you can say.
East Philly, like Trent. You go over
Yeah, right, bro. Fucking Cherry Hill. Just go over the bridge. Go to Cherry Hill, bro. You know what's crazy? Even right on the other side of the bridge from Philadelphia is Camden.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you're not
surrounded,
going anywhere
bro. You're
better,
surrounded.
bro. Hey, just go through that.
So it's really
Yeah.
just the 3 skyscrapers. That area is all that's good.
Yeah,
Oh
bro.
my god.
Actually, while we're on Philly, we gotta talk about Meek Mill, man. I've heard you got into record with Meek Mill, but none of them are out yet. Am I right?
Well, what happened was I was in the studio with him one time.
Mhm.
Actually, damn. Quick fun fact.
Yeah.
This was the most embarrassing day of my life, right? Because like Meek Mill is literally like my favorite rapper of all time, bro. And I ripped these pants like right in front of him.
Oh, no.
And it was like the most
Oh,
embarrassing
yo.
fucking thing ever, bro. Because like in the studio, like we have like this big island in the middle, and there was like this piece that was sticking out, and it caught my pants and just like put a
Yeah.
hole.
Yeah, I
Oh,
see it.
And like honestly, you think I would just sew the hole back together? But,
Yeah.
Like honestly, it's like
Still there.
Is it the same pants?
It's a reminder, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Bro,
funny.
come on, bro. This is a damn that Meek Mill. You think I'm gonna
Yeah,
get these pants, bro?
Never make that same mistake twice. No.
But yeah, it was cool. I got the opportunity to just send him a bunch of beats. I know he recorded on them, and then like I just don't really know what happened after that. You know, people are busy. A lot of stuff goes on with labels, and then like when the time comes and your song gets dropped, then hey, you might get a call from the manager like, hey, we're gonna release your song.
Yeah.
I need your info so we can send you split sheets and stuff. But until then, you wait in limbo.
Wait, so is that how you make money? Is only if it gets released and
Yeah.
like cash starts coming in?
Yeah,
and
then the label will give you like a nice advance. You'll agree on a number, and then you'll agree on as a producer, you're automatically entitled to 50%. So like
Okay.
all you producers out there, like anybody trying to give you less than 50, don't take that shit. They're ridiculous. Get your 50. Make sure you get a nice advance too. Obviously, don't oversell yourself. It's experience based, and then just get that money. Just make sure that you're on point. Get a good lawyer, so they help you read over contracts and make sure because people try to take advantage of.
All right, so you're talking about Meek Mill and all these different artists. So obviously, like I mentioned before about the celebrities, but when you were in studio, you were kind of talking about this off air. But do you see a difference between how they treat you? You're talking about how Lil Tjay was super respectful.
Yeah.
Are other artists a lot more aggressive, a lot more like urgent, a lot more like I need to get my shit done now?
It depends. Like when I met Meek and I was playing him beats, like he was getting his hair braided. We were like we weren't in the studio. Like
Okay.
he has an artist named Young Ro. Young Ro was in the booth recording. So Meek was in the lobby getting his hair braided, and I was just playing the beats while he was getting his hair braided. And he'd be like, he is a beast, bro. Like, have you ever seen like any of his old freestyles?
Yeah.
Bro is great. Like he can freestyle to anything, anytime, whatever. So like I'd play him a beat, and I knew if he liked it if he just immediately started freestyling. That's how you know.
Shit.
So he liked like a solid like maybe 10 of them. I played him maybe like 15 beats. Probably he liked a good 10 of them.
Yeah.
So then I knew I had to go and catch a train to get back home. So I dropped up the beats with his engineer, and then it was up from there.
That's crazy. That's like a crazy ability to have to like on the spot just think of like
That dude's a
a
robot.
bunch of bars like
Rapping robot, bro.
One of his freestyles from like long ago went viral on TikTok recently with his. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was like the streets of Philly.
That could be any of them.
Neck braid Meek.
streets of Philly. So original, bro.
That's when he had the brick wall behind him.
I was afraid you were gonna be vague, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Nah, listen, bro. I'm like
He
one
knows.
of the biggest Meek Mill fans you'll meet, bro.
Yeah.
I sometimes I like it depends on who I'm around. I might not openly admit that, but I'm a huge Meek fan because I've just been a fan since like I'm a boss. Like, bro, he's been fire, bro. He doesn't miss. I mean, like every time he drops a freestyle, bro, like I'm like one of the first people that listen to that shit. I'm on YouTube like, oh, Meek dropped another one, let's get it. Like, bro, he's good. He doesn't miss.
He really doesn't. His features are also like
Yeah,
some of the
bro.
greatest features I've heard. In
A
while,
great
to be
rapper.
honest.
He tell a good story. He's got bars, bro. He's like, he's good at what he does.
Like Prem mentioned about having like different confrontations in the studio.
Mhm.
I've heard that you got to live with or work temporarily at Jason Derulo's home studio.
Yeah.
And a lot of celebrities, I'm sure, came through there. Were there any like disagreements or arguments you ever had working in these kind of places?
Yo, so I wouldn't say it's a disagreement. One time, I used to work with Rostrum Records. Jesus Christ, I used to work with Rostrum Records a lot. That's like a tongue twister to say. And they would record at Jason Derulo's house a lot, and he lived in Tarzana. I'm like 20 minutes from Tarzana. I lived in North Hollywood, so it was right there. And I remember they rushed me. I was at my crib. It was like 7:30. They were like, "Yo, I need you to the studio by 8. Rich the Kid is coming to record."
Oh,
So
shit.
I rush over there. Mind you, I live 20 minutes away. They call me at 7:30. I make it there by 8 o'clock by the graces of God. You feel me? And like, bro, Rich the Kid didn't pull up till like 4 in the morning.
Oh my god. Bro.
Bro, I'm just sitting there, and it's just me and his A&Rs, and we're just talking. And like, low key, I could tell they were just. I didn't know what to do, bro. I'm just sitting here chilling. We're in this big ass studio in fucking Jason Derulo's house of all places. Like, I don't know what to do. It's like, am I gonna sit here just quietly in this room? I'm in here with 2 other people. Like, am I not gonna talk to them at all? So like, I'm one of those people like I gotta break the awkward silence, bro. Like, come on, bro. Let's knock down that wall. What's wrong? Why are you acting like this? So like, I'm not gonna lie. I could tell they were getting annoyed with me. I was definitely talking their ear off that day. But it's like, I think they were also just really annoyed because like Rich wasn't answering their calls and like he just didn't show up till 4 in the morning. So then he finally gets to the studio at 4 and then doesn't want to record. So
So what does he do?
nothing. The A&Rs are just like, yo, bro, it's cool. Just go home. We'll pay you for the day. Like,
At least you
they
got
booked
paid.
it. Yeah, they booked me from 8 to 8 a.m. to 8
Yeah.
p.m. And in LA, most of your sessions are gonna be 12-hour sessions. Most people just like to lock in because they'll book at 8 a.m. but they might not come till 12 a.m.
Yeah.
I mean 8 p.m. but they won't come till 12 a.m. So
Yeah.
Wait, so what excuse
Kill
did he
some
even
time.
give you? Like yo,
oh
sorry.
no, he didn't give me an excuse. It's not up to me.
Yeah,
I'm just an
yeah.
engineer, bro. I'm out there.
That's fair.
He didn't want to talk to me. He didn't even shake my hand.
He sounds like a diva, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, Hrishi Kid's a cool guy. He's a nice person. But I think he might have just been having a bad night that night or something along the lines. It's whatever. It's like water under the bridge. Like, we're cool. I ended up meeting him again, like, later on. When I was with TJ.
Yeah.
We recorded right before Christmas. We went to Aspen. I guess he just wanted to, like, take a vacation and take time off. So we went to Aspen, and Rich actually pulled up on us, and we recorded a song. We had a good time, shot a video and stuff. Really cool, bro. Like I said, he's a good guy. I don't even know what the situation was. Nobody filled me in. Like, he just showed up late. Him and the A&Rs talked, and then I just had to go home. That was that.
Did you have a little cameo in that video?
Yeah. You can see my laptop. You see my laptop, and then you see me with my hoodie on, hunched over in front of the laptop.
So was this 8 a.m. to or 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. or 8 a.m. to
8 p.m. to 8 a.m.
Oh,
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why do they do it like that? Why is
Pulled
it
a
like
graveyard shift.
Yeah.
Well, again, like, I'm used to it. Like, that's one of the things they teach you in school is, like, just to be prepared for whatever. Like, I can't tell you how many times TJ has called me at, like, 4 a.m. Like, he'll be like, yo, you up? And I'll be in my bed, like dead asleep, bro. But I'm like, yeah, yo, I'm up. What's up, bro? He's like, yo, I'm about to come through. And so I'm like, all right, splash some water on my face and just get to it. And he's like, bro, I like money. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I like money enough to the point where I could be, like, in the happiest state in the world, like, you know, just euphoria. I'm in my bed, comfortable, sleeping. And if that phone call comes and I gotta go and make some money, like, we out. Like, where we going?
Especially if it's something you love to do as well.
Yeah, bro, this isn't, like I said, this isn't work. Because there's times where I'm not getting that call, and I'm laying in bed at 4 a.m. and I can't sleep, and I get that inspiration to get up and make a beat. Yeah. So I just use that same motivation and apply it to the things that I do every day.
So you're mentioning a lot about how young producers need to learn how to get their money up. You know, don't take shady deals, and that's a big problem in music. Not even just for producers, but for everyone in general, getting kind of, like, messed out of, like, in all their contract signings. You see it a big issue. So I want to get your stance on, especially as an engineer and producer who often get overlooked. And obviously, when music goes out, you're expected to get paid royalties on these kind of things. So I wanted to see your opinion on the royalties from labels. Do you think they're fair? How much do you think you deserve? And do you think royalties should exist for, like, people like that?
As a producer, like, you're entitled to your 50% because if there's no beat, there's no song.
Exactly.
No instruments, there's no song. So, like, for me to I literally submit half of the creative idea.
Right.
Like, unless you're doing spoken word, you need me.
Yeah.
So to give me anything less than half is ridiculous. You know, I think as an engineer, like, we kind of get the shit end of the stick because we're, like, involved the most in the process, but we just get paid like our hourly and get paid like our flat rate fee for the mixing and stuff like that. So it's like you kind of just have to earn your rank. There are mix engineers that get paid, like, you know, $10,000 a song for one song. One song, $10,000. You know what I mean? So, like, it's just building that credibility to be able to charge that price, and also knowing what you're worth. You got to find that balance.
Yeah. I was actually thinking, like, during the creative process, like, I remember Lil Wayne was one time, he was like, I recorded like 90 songs in a day. That doesn't mean I'm releasing all 90 or something, right? So, like, is it frustrating for you as well as the artist when you're spending so much time on these tracks and they don't even get released? Or is it just like, oh, it's part of it, it's like experimental trial and error?
Yeah, it's a part of the recording process, you know. And honestly, like you could record 50 songs a day, but, like, I don't have to worry about it until, like, the label hits me up to mix it, or if the label asks me to send it to another engineer so they can mix it. You know, once we record the song, I might record 10 songs in a day with somebody, but then we might not ever open those sessions ever again. I'll bounce those out, send them the rough songs, and then, you know, they're on their way. And that's that. Then, like, for example, when the day I met TJ, we recorded a feature for Gucci Mane. And when I didn't know that they were gonna release the song so quickly. Like, we recorded it, and then the next day TJ came back and was like, "Yo, FaceTime Zaytoven," you know the producer Zaytoven? FaceTime Zaytoven and was like, "Yo, I got the engineer here. What's your email? I'm gonna send him the songs." And then literally like 2 days later, the song was out.
That's crazy.
They mixed it and got it all out. Like,
hey, Lil Wayne said it, man. Hey, shout out Gucci. Shout out Gucci.
Bro. Gucci Mane, bro, he's one of those dudes. Like, he has a crazy catalog, bro. Have you tried to listen to all of Gucci Mane's music?
Too long,
it's like trying to watch all of
amazing.
One Piece, bro.
You're never getting
You're not doing it, bro.
You're never getting through it.
Speaking of one, do you get to watch, like, TV shows? Like, do you have free time, or are you like constantly?
What the hell is free time, bro? What are you talking about?
Time's money, man. You don't got time to sleep. You know?
Nah, all right. So, like, It's between like I might have like a little bit of free, like when I'm eating or something, I might put like a show on to watch or whatever. Like if I'm on a plane, but usually like me on the plane is my time to go to sleep because like I have severe anxiety. Like I lived in New York City when 9/11 happened, and like I always have like this weird ass, like I know it's not even that big of a deal, but like in the back of my head I always have like this crazy paranoia, like bro, we're gonna die today, like this plane is gonna crash into
especially
a
if you're on
building,
Spirit, you know.
bro.
God, yeah.
Bro, I be flying.
Don't fly
Frontier
with
all the
Spirit,
time.
man.
Don't fly
You fly
Spirit.
Frontier?
It's the cheapest
That's
thing.
even so you like getting on the Magic School Bus?
I just got my tickets from Philly to
Oh, Philly too?
Midway. Philly to
Oh,
Midway.
God.
Bro, you doubling down?
Yeah, $33.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
That's
if I get a ticket for $33, I'm taking that
But
ticket.
what's that, like a 2.5, 3 hour flight?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
So like,
That's
all right,
Chicago.
if I'm going to see my parents down in Atlanta, it's like an hour, maybe hour and a half flight if you catch a,
Yeah.
catch a jet stream and shit to get there quick. So like, I might fly Spirit because like as soon as we take off, we're already landed.
Yeah.
But like, if I gotta fly to LA, bro, that's like 5.5, sometimes 6 hours. I'm not getting on the Spirit. There's no
Nah.
TV.
I'll take
I'm
you
sitting
down.
here,
Yeah, yeah.
bro. I'm 6'2". I'm sitting here in this little ass chair, bro. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Get me United. I need a window seat. I'm going to sleep.
And you get the frequent flyer points, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get those
Hey, man,
miles,
I get
man.
those two on my Frontier account.
Well, did you sign up for
Yeah,
that? You know,
the Den thing. Yeah. But
oh, well, you paid like it was like $3.99.
yeah, and then you get like a discount. On
You did
certain-
that?
What?
The unlimited flying thing?
No, the unlimited thing.
Yeah,
Oh no, not that.
Yeah, they have like a thing. You pay like $3.99 and they have unlimited flying.
Unlimited
from,
flights.
like,
Yeah.
That's not worth it for me though, honestly. I fly 4 times a year, 4 round trips a year.
Yeah, but what if you could keep going at no extra expense?
That's a good point. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, bro. But where's Frontier flying?
Yeah, that's a really
true.
good point.
That's true, bro.
Only
We're
reason,
gonna
there's
go
a
Frontier.
reason why they're the only airline that
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
offers
We're
a
going to
life.
Wichita, Kansas, bro.
Yeah.
What you doing out there?
Yeah.
What would be like your dream place to go? Like, or do you ever listen to music from other countries? Would you like to experiment in other countries like musics?
I went to London for the first time the other day, and
Oh,
like,
yeah.
bro, I've always like since I was a kid, I've always wanted to go to London, bro. So it was just so cool. And what happened is after we left Dubai, TJ at the last minute got signed up to go to Rolling Loud in Germany. So we weren't recording. They were in Germany for maybe a total of like 8 hours. They landed, did the show, shot right back to London. So they didn't need me to record. So the label just sent me to London. So I had like an extra day to just like hang out and like, experience shit and look at some fish and chips and all that good stuff.
The only thing that happened. The only thing that
And
happened.
their blood.
And beer.
The only thing I didn't do was go to the Palace store. Like, I don't know if you guys skate or like, know anything about skateboarding. I grew up skateboarding and like Palace is like the Gucci of skateboarding. And like, I didn't get to go to the Palace store. I'm like low-key sick about that.
So you mentioned like kind of like your childhood and all that stuff. So kind of you're talking about how like Brooklyn wasn't what it is now.
Yeah.
How was it kind of growing up? Like, is there some experiences you've had that's kind of influenced your music today?
Nah, because my parents got me out of that pretty early. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I moved to New Jersey when I was like 12, 13, like around there.
Okay.
So like, we moved to like the suburbs. We didn't have a lot. We weren't like super rich or nothing like that. But my parents made it work. There was always food on the table and stuff like that.
But
The reason we moved to New Jersey because they wanted us to get away. We lived in Canarsie. Like, I don't know if you guys know anything about Canarsie. Like, that's like the shit. You feel me? Like, and not the good shit, like the bad shit. Some people say the shit is good, but no, bad shit. It wasn't a good place. So like, my grandma lived in Perth Amboy, like a couple minutes away from here. Yeah, and then we moved in with her for a little bit till we got settled, and then we just like kind of stuck our roots out here, and then I've been here ever since.
What was it like going out on your own for the first time when you might not have been making as much money, not too invested in the business yet? How are you living? What was it like doing it in that kind of environment?
I mean, I was like couch hopping for a while. Like, I used to sleep in my car. Went from sleeping in my car, and then like friends were just. I had a lot of good friends, a lot of people that just supported me throughout the journey. And I was lucky enough to be able to find an apartment and be able to sustain a living. And it wasn't the best apartment, but it was enough to get me by. And I ran like a small studio out of my crib, and I would just have like my friends come over. They would pay me for little recording sessions, and I made it work. And
I feel like adversity like fuels you a lot. I feel like you hear all these stories, like everyone, like I slept in my car. That's like one of the biggest things I hear when you hear like a big success story, or like I got kicked out of my house or stuff like that, because adversity just makes you work harder. But do you think like if you didn't face adversity, you'd be where you were today? Like, do you think that
honestly,
like if you had more privilege, so to say, that you probably wouldn't have even like gone into this industry? You might have done
probably
something
not.
else.
To be honest with you, because like I mean, I've never like people. To me, when I see people that come from money, I see like them being comfortable. Like they don't have that drive because I see my parents have to get up and go to work every day and work really hard just to be able to make ends meet. My mom and dad had 6 kids, and to be able to feed 6 kids, pay the rent, keep clothes on our back. You know how fast kids grow, bro.
Yeah.
Every day you gotta buy a new pair of shoes or something, bro. Like, and I imagine buying 6 pairs of shoes,
Yeah.
So like, I give a lot of credit to them because they taught me how to hustle. My mom is an entrepreneur. She runs a catering business like out of the house.
Oh, really?
She worked for, when I lived in Perth Amway, she worked for the middle school for a while, but she took that money and used that to open up her catering business. And like, just being able to see like, yo, she got that dog in her. You feel me? Like, bro, she started from the bottom, bro. She's like a very successful caterer in the greater Atlanta area, bro. So it's just being able to see that, I'm like, yo, if my mom can do it, like, shit, so can I, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Does she have her own restaurant in Atlanta?
Well, no, but that's my plan, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna get a nice bag from a label, Universal, Columbia. You might be watching. Taking offers, all right?
Hey, everyone tag him.
I'm trying to buy my mom a restaurant. Like, that's my goal.
That'd be
Like,
sick,
a house and a restaurant, that's how I know I made it. I buy my mom a house and a restaurant.
That's dope.
Because
If that ever happens, man, let me know. I'll be first in line at that restaurant.
Pop out,
Oh,
bro.
we'll all be
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Where are
Sure.
you in that 6 siblings?
Yeah. Oh, I'm the second oldest. I have an older sister.
Gotcha.
And then, like,
Damn.
I give
So your
credit.
clothes were the ones that were going down the line.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. My 2 younger brothers are taller than me. Like,
Oh.
my middle brother is like 6'8", almost 6'9".
Wow.
And then my youngest brother is probably like 6'4" now. And I'm 6'2", but he's taller than me. I'm like, bro, you're only 16. Like, what the hell?
Wait, so you mentioned how you like Rishi was talking about the obstacles. Like, is there one particular thing where you're like, now I'm getting my shit together. Like, now I'm like here. Like, I'm gonna like, that's like one of the biggest fuels of motivation you have. Like at 4 a.m, you're like, you remember that day, and you're like, all right, like.
I just remember, like, right before I moved to LA, I was living in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. We had a studio down there. AGL Sounds. We're not there anymore. I don't know if they're there anymore. And I used to sleep on their couch, like, in the basement. Damn. And, like, the basement was also, like, our studio area. So if we had a client coming at 8 in the morning, doesn't matter what time I went to sleep, I had to get up and just get out the way. You feel me? And I just remember being like, damn, yo, I really want my own room. Like, I'm sick of this shit. Like, I've been doing this long enough, and I've perfected my craft to the point where, like, I need to make something happen, or I just need to find another career. So I got to move to LA. And then, boom, just gone.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's crazy to hear because like the 4 of us, we grew up very different from the way you did. We've seen, we haven't seen as much adversity, but at the same time, we still like have that like immigrant grind mindset in us as well. So I feel like that's like one of the biggest things that we get. And I'm sure you can relate to that as well.
Because although your parents like may have been able to provide more for you, like, you still see what they had to go through to get there.
Yeah,
like, they still
Real.
instill
100%.
those core values in you, like that hustle and that grit. Like, they came here from another country, may not have spoken very good English or something. Next thing you know, like, they're making it work. House, car, like, and it's just, some people don't have that. Some people are just born into a lot of money. Like, imagine Bill Gates' kids. Like, them niggas never got to, what, they good for life, you feel
They don't
me?
gotta
don't
work
have
a
to do
single day in
anything,
their
man.
life.
But also, in the same breath, I want to be able to make that kind of money because, like, I want my children to not have to work. Like, I don't want them, again, like, it's not like we had a bad life growing up, but, like, I don't want them to ever have to want for anything.
Yeah.
They should be able to just, Dad, can I have $1,000? Like, here, like, I'm not having that, bro. We're gonna live in a nice house, nice car. We're gonna be good.
I feel like that's always like a tough like paradox. You want to be able to give it to them, but you don't want them to become spoiled. I want my kids to be able to say, "Yo, can I have $1,000?" I'll be like, "I have it, but I'm not giving it to you." Like, so that way you
teach
still
them
get
the
that.
value of $1.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
you have to work for the things that you want. Like, I don't care how big of a house we got. You still gonna do some chores.
Yeah.
Or you at least learn how to clean your room and just understand, like, like, there's a certain kind of structure that you need to survive in this world. Like, as a parent, the minimal thing you have to do is to be able to teach your child how to survive on this earth. And if you didn't do that, then you failed your job as a parent.
Yeah, I think it's a huge point that like Hrishi was bringing up, and you too. Like, being a child of immigrants. Like, I saw my mom and dad shared one cell phone when they first came here, and they one car. My mom would drop off my dad at the train station. He'd go up to Newark, go to work.
The same
She'd go to
thing for
work.
me.
She'd have to pick him up. Like, they used to tell me stories about like how his train got delayed. It got delayed like 3 hours because the track like malfunctioned, and like they just didn't see each other the whole night. Like, they saw each other at like 2 in the morning because that's when they finally were able to like contact each other.
I think
So
I
that's,
had the same story. Like
Yeah.
for the first like 5 years of my life, we slept on the ground. Literally, like, we
Yeah.
didn't have a
Yeah.
bed. We
Same.
slept.
It's like
We
that
slept literally on
sometimes.
the ground.
Is that when we moved to New Jersey, I had to live with my grandma. Like we didn't have a place to stay. Like
Yeah.
struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I had my uncle and aunt living with me for years. That's
Exactly.
part of the reason that like I think that grind set comes in you where you're like,
Mhm.
I gotta make something happen now.
Like I had become, I live by like this saying like, if you're comfortable, I mean if you're not uncomfortable, then you're not doing it right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like I feel like if I feel like things are getting too complacent, then I'm not doing enough to get myself to the next level. Like I don't want to just stay stagnant. Like yeah, this apartment with a nice view is cool, but like why not have 2 apartments with a nice view?
Yeah.
Like why not have one here and one in LA? Or why
Yeah.
not be able to buy my mom that house and that restaurant? You know, be able to just do whatever the hell I want. I don't feel like going to work today. Let me just get on a flight and go to Switzerland. Like fuck it. You know?
So you have these type of goals. So where do you kind of see? All right, I'm not trying to make this an interview, but like, where do you kind of see yourself in like?
Where do you
Don't
see
say it.
yourself?
Not
say
like
it,
that,
don't
but
say
like,
it. Don't say it, bro.
Oh,
what are
God.
No, don't
some of
say
the
it. Don't finish.
What are some of like goals you have? You know, like obviously everyone has
2.
goals. Like
Which
do
artist you
want
want to work with the
like,
most?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you want to
What-
work?
what's your
dream
with,
collab?
Well, okay,
What's your
so
collab?
do you want to work with someone, or like what are some like restaurants, or like you know what do you kind of want
see
to do?
yourself.
So like
5
I have
years.
this thing, right?
Crazy.
There are 2 things that people are always gonna need, bro. You're always gonna need to wash your car, and you're always gonna need to wash your clothes. So I'm trying to open up mad laundromats,
Yes.
mad
Yeah.
car washes, bro.
Facts.
Let me
They-
tell you
they-
They
Easy
make
income.
so much money.
Easy income, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, all quarters
Cash.
also? That's tax free.
Yeah, that's all cash. That's tax free.
Bro, boom. And now I'm just gonna take that. Like I'm just big into investing.
Mhm.
I don't care to be the richest person in the world, but like I just want to create generational wealth. So I want to be able to make sure that my kids are good. Like, bro, you got like the royal family in England. Like those dudes, like we're just gonna keep on passing that money down forever, bro.
I mean,
Exactly.
taxpayers pay their.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the specifics of it, but it's an example. you know?
Yeah.
It's a bad example, but it's an example.
But
right, so-
going back to the artist
Yeah,
thing, if you had one artist you could work with, one artist you could produce for,
Dream artist.
who would it be? Anyone, big or small?
Probably Uzi. I really
Uzi.
fuck with Lil Uzi, and I've loved his music since he came out.
What'd you think of Pink Tape, though?
It was cool. Very experimental.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that from him. I like the Chop Suey. Like
Yeah, that was
So
cool.
you guys listen to System of a Down?
Yeah,
One of my
yeah,
favorite
yeah,
bands of all
course.
time, bro. I
Yeah.
love System of a Down. And like it was just cool to be like, all right. Like I once you heard like the thing all the way through, I'm like, yo, there's no way that like this is the only project he's gonna release this year.
Yeah.
And then I see he's recording, what is he calling it, like Barter 9 or something like that.
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah. I don't
He's
know.
taking on like
Yeah.
a whole Young Thug persona now.
Yeah.
So is experimental like code word for like straight trash or what?
No, not at all. Like I said, I enjoyed
That's just
it.
my personal.
It's
No, I
just
didn't
like,
Yeah, I didn't think.
what you were to expect from Lil Uzi versus what you got were 2 different things.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, there was some usual like, okay, yeah, this is that Uzi that I like,
Yeah.
but then it was just him trying new stuff, and it's like when you've been doing this for like a while, it's like why not just branch out and try something new?
Yeah.
Bro, he still went #1
Yeah.
Yeah.
with an experimental tape.
I know.
I love seeing like experimental music. Honestly, like Lil Uzi personally is not like an artist I'll really like fuck with that much, just because
Yeah.
like it's not my style of rap that I'm into.
Right.
But I do like seeing that experimental production. I like when they incorporate different genres. You know, I
Yeah.
like that he pulled in that like alt rock, like Chop Suey coming in, like that sample. Like when I heard it, I got excited just because I was like, that's sick. You won't see that in rap that often.
No,
you know?
bro, you're not. Cause like, not for nothing, I'm actually kind of thankful that my parents moved me to New Jersey because I ended up not even going to school in Perth Amboy. I went to school right over here in East Brunswick.
Oh,
So like,
shit.
not for nothing, like in East Brunswick, like my school was predominantly like white people,
Yeah.
and it kind of. I'm not gonna lie, hanging out with white people showed me like a different side of music. Like I wasn't just listening to hip hop anymore. Not for nothing. I grew up in Brooklyn, Perth Amboy. Like all you really just hear is whatever's on Hot 97 Power 105.1. But then like they introduced me to like just like rock music and stuff like that. And I really fell in love. Like I actually didn't listen to hip hop all that often, like a lot in high school. And I think I'm thankful for that because it taught me like another side of music and it gave me like, you know, those little bit of things that I need to help incorporate it in my music later on.
What do you think? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just kidding. That was actually my next question, which was, like, do you only do hip hop beats, or do you do other beats? Do you want to
Do
branch
whatever.
out? Or?
Do whatever, man. Like
Alright.
if you need it, just let me know and I'll find a way to make it work, man. Like, if I can't do it myself, I literally have like a team of producers, like a big group chat of us, and I'll say, yo, I need beats for this person, I need this, and that. Like, bro, if I tell somebody like, I'll come on, bro, I need beats for Durk, bro, they're gonna send me. I'm gonna have 20 people send me 20 beats. Like, I have to make a new email every once in a while because like the storage just keeps on filling.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pay for. I'm not gonna keep paying for a new
extension of the storage.
Yeah, bro. Like, 2 terabytes filled up, and another 2 terabytes filled up, and I'm like, I can't deal with this anymore.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about the current like genre blending that's happening right now? You're seeing a lot of people like the typical genre lines aren't really there anymore. Hip hop's kind of been spread into like a lot of other things. We're finally getting like subgenres within hip hop, like we had with other genres, like rock had so many subgenres. What do you think about the kind of like current state of hip hop in general? Because you do see a lot of people steered away from like the classic sounds of hip hop, while some people like West Side Gun, like we mentioned, Griselda, they keep that sound strong, while other people like Uzi are differentiating, branching off into their own thing.
You love to see the evolution, and that's what hip hop is. Like, if you think of where it started, like in the Bronx, and they were doing like the hip hop, the hippie, like all that. Don't get me wrong, like it sounded cool for the time, but like nobody want to hear that shit no more, bro. Like, it's just cool because every couple years it changes, bro. Like you had like your baggy pants, like early 2000s shit going on. Then the auto-tune stuff started coming out. Kanye, T-Pain, like. And then, bro, it just keeps getting better. Then you had like rage music with Uzi. Now everybody's doing like drill music and the Detroit sound. Like, bro, it's just gonna keep on changing and keep getting better. And that's why I love hip hop, because like there's no real genre, there's no boundary. Music was built off of just like, especially hip hop was built off of just sampling somebody else's idea anyway. Yeah. So like if I can just take something and enhance it and make it better or change it into a different idea, like I don't think it's stealing. That's a whole nother level of creativity. To be able to take somebody's completed project and turn it into another completed project that's completely different. Like, bro, you can't beat that kind of stuff.
You mentioned the sampling side of it. You were just talking about Nobody earlier, which we were talking about off camera. It samples Song Cry,
by Jay-Z,
which is an amazing song. So what are some of like the craziest samples you got to work with? Any like classic songs that you got to repurpose?
Like me personally, I sample all the time, bro. I can't even, like, I love sampling. Like, I grew up, Kanye West is like one of my favorite rappers, and like I don't know if you listen to like a lot of Ye's old stuff. New old, bro, that dude's always sampling, bro. So like
that's his best thing. Honestly.
That MPC stuff, bro, the way he moves on that, like that is like my true inspiration for why I make beats and why I do what I do today, bro. So like I give hats off to people that sample, because it's a lot harder than it looks. Like you ever listen to like MF Doom?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, bro. You see the way he like chops up like whole cartoons and stuff, bro. Like that's a real talent, bro. Nobody could do that. So for the no, I'm saying for the people that hate on sampling, it's just like, you do it though. Like I want to see you try this and be able to make this kind of heat.
Sampling, you gotta walk a fine line, because you don't want it to sound so much like the original, but you don't want to make it sound so different that you don't notice the sample, because it costs money, obviously, that you waste.
Now the real fun is taking a sample and tweaking it so much that like I want to see who recognizes this. You know, let's see how good your ear is. How much music have you listened to?
Sampleception.
Sampleception. Because like there's some things that I've done like you wouldn't even know what it was. One of my favorite beats I ever made, I took from the OST from like a Die Hard video game in like 2000, I think it was like 1998. It was like a PlayStation 1 game. And like I remember I went on live and I played it like back to back, and I was like, if you can guess the sample for this beat, I'll give you the beat. Take it for free. Wow. Nobody can guess it.
I'd assume I don't think I'd ever be able to guess that. That's crazy.
Because who the hell was playing Die Hard on PlayStation 1?
You
know? I mean, I was born in 1994, so I was. But like,
so you kind of mentioned how you kind of dissected all this music. So what would you kind of say is better, East or West?
Like as far as music,
rap, hip hop, really.
I don't know, man, because they both have like their own, like two significantly different type of sounds. Like New York is like that real gritty, like in your face, like hard snare, you know. And then like California music is always like a vibe.
Yeah, you got that.
Like I feel like I need to be. Well, I feel like I need to be smoking weed on the beach when I listen to like.
It's kind of a testament to the mindsets as well, right? So.
I love it all, bro. I've learned to love and appreciate all the little things that come within music, because it takes a lot to make a song. I think of all the instruments, all the lyrics, just composition, being able to be like, oh, we need a breakdown here, we need this, and that. And you know, you kind of learn to listen for the finer things instead of for just what it is. So I remember for a while, I used to really hate country music. Like I don't know why. It
I
just
still hate country music.
see. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not like
That's
that's
grown on me a bit.
yeah. It's not my first
There's some
choice,
good country songs,
but it's
yeah.
starting to grow on me because you learn to just appreciate the aspects of it. I think that's from being an audio engineer. I'm like, wow, yo, these guitars sound really good. I like the way he did this melody. You know, you start to feel the music for more than just face value.
I'm not trying to be like a hater, but like
No,
I know
absolutely.
everyone been riding the country wave recently because like a lot of my friends be like, oh yeah, I like country now, and
It's just
I'll-
Lil Durk.
yeah, but like I'll listen to it and I'll just be like, it's too like it's like molasses.
It's very
almost.
depressing sometimes.
It's a little depressing, but it's like molasses. It's a little too slow for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that much substance. I think
No.
it bores me. I think.
No, you're
in
right.
reality.
And like I said, it's not my first choice.
Yeah.
But like if it's on, I'm at a bar or something, I might just listen. It's in the background. I'm gonna hear it anyway. You might be able to tune it out. You might not. I have audio engineer ears, so it's really hard for me to tune things out. I can hear a conversation from like I go out to eat, bro, and I'm like, oh my god, why can't I hear these people from across the restaurant talking?
Turn to like
You're
Daredevil.
ruining
level
my
of
dinner
hearing.
right now, right?
Yeah.
So speaking of that, like, do you when you have that off time, like,
Yeah.
do you kind of go out in the sense like do you go to games with like the people you work with, like, or when they go out to like sports events or
Yeah.
places that a lot of people recognize them? Do you go out with them? Like, how does that work?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean when they want to, like, I don't know. It's just whatever. It's always like a spontaneous day. Like
Yeah.
I'm always using TJ as an example because that's just who I've worked with a lot in the last
Right.
couple months. But it's like you never know what he's gonna want to do that day. So it's like you could either choose to go and hang out with him or choose to just stay behind. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it just becomes regular stuff. Just know that like if you go out with them, there might be a mob of people that. Like we went to the mall in London, and like you could kind of see it, like slowly, but like just a crowd started to form. Like you would just see people. They're like, "Oh shit, it's Lil TJ!" Like they start taking out their cameras and stuff. And next thing it was like 10, 20 people behind us, and they had to call security. Like he already has his own security, but they had to call like the
No
mall.
way.
And I don't think TJ needed it, but the mall just did it as a precaution because it started to become like a small crowd that would have probably turned into a larger crowd had they not made them disperse and like get them out the
Calling
way.
their friends.
Wait,
Like,
so-
yo, post
Yeah,
this
but-
right now.
So is the security allowed to like actually like touch people and get aggressive? They get aggressive on
Yeah,
it.
and my boy L funny as hell, bro. Shout out to L. L would be like, "Get the fuck out the way, just push him, bro. Yank him, bro."
It's like the bodyguards at the Drake concert.
Yeah.
Yo, bro,
Oh,
L is
yeah.
like a big dude, bro. He's like a 6'2", like large black man, bro. Like he's a scary dude. You feel me? Like, bro, L will just. I know for a fact if he needed to, will just pick you up by like your shirt and just get out of my way, like.
Place you to the side.
Flick you like a little finger.
Yeah, bro. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here.
When we were talking about the country music, you mentioned Lil Durk and like his influence on that. Now I saw you got to actually work with Lil Durk on one of his projects, right?
No, well, like,
On what was it, Loyal Boys 2?
oh, well, yeah, I worked with not Durk. I worked with his artist.
Oh,
He's an artist he has signed to OTF, Nosa Jordan. He's one of the homies back from LA. I met him through Ice Cream Sound in LA.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess you could say it's kind of like working with Durk, but like I don't know. I didn't actually meet him, so
Is that someone you would like to collab with, or?
Durk, hell yeah, he's one of my favorite rappers. I listen to Durk all the time. He's like when I'm on the train or like walking somewhere, I like to listen to Durk because like it puts me in like an aggressive mood. And when you're on the train or you're walking somewhere, you got to be in that aggressive mood because you don't know what's going on. You got to be
Yeah,
ready.
right.
You
You're
never
ready
know.
for whatever.
You gotta be
like-
ready.
Yeah.
Isn't Cardi better for that though? I feel like Cardi would put you in an even more aggressive.
Yeah,
mood.
I like Cardi.
Maybe not
Cardi's-
aggressive, more like violent. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cardi would make you want to incite a riot.
Yeah.
Bro, I was on the train coming back to school, like in Atlanta, and this
Yeah.
like random guy was on the
You take
train.
the train in Atlanta.
Oh, they're so bad.
You're a bold man.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
It's like the subway in New York.
Yeah, it's like we have the MARTA. First
Yeah,
of all,
the MARTA.
this is the
Yeah.
shittiest public transport I've ever seen.
It's
you can
not
only
that
go
good.
from the middle. You
Certain
can go
regions.
up and down.
Yep.
Anything in the middle, you can't go.
You gotta take a bus.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
Like, you just
like
can't
pass it on the
There's
way.
only
Yeah.
one train line. Like it
You
doesn't make
can't
any
go.
sense,
think,
bro.
think about like your normal like coordinate grid, right? But you can only go up and down on the axes. You can't go into any of the quadrants.
Oh.
It's
Well,
like,
that's like Philly. So Philly, they have what they call the L because it makes like the L shape around the
Yeah,
city,
yeah.
and they have the Broad Street line, and that's it. You
Yeah.
can't go any. If you want to go to the left or the right, you gotta take a bus.
Dude.
I'm not taking no damn bus in Philadelphia, bro. You
I'm
crazy?
not getting on that bus, bro. When I was on the train, though, there was this just random guy just like singing his heart out on the bus. I was like getting into it. He was kind of catchy. He was just screaming, "I don't want no riches. I want money, bags, and bitches." And he just kept singing it over and over against people. I'm like, damn, this guy fired. Then he sat there next to him, like, oh shit, I didn't like it that much, man. But like,
That's why I like taking the subway in New York because like it's always a good character. It's a good time. Bro.
Yeah.
Fresh
Yeah.
entertainment.
Oh my God, I can give you loads of fresh entertainment. So I'm up in Hoboken, right? So I'm always in New York. I'm always taking the subway.
Train.
One time we were coming back, we were getting late night food because like we were all really, really, really hungry, and so like fuck it, might as well go to New York. I went to this like small little dumpling shop in like Midtown. Food was fire. So we get on the train. And actually what happened was we were about to miss like the last train. The next train after that would be an hour later.
Like 4 a.m. or some
yeah,
shit.
It was literally like 2 a.m. or something like that. And so basically, I don't know. And so basically we get on the train and there's this guy like sitting across from us and he starts like staring at us. So we like start like looking away or like, yo, what's this guy doing? And he comes up to us and sits next to us and he goes up to my friend. He's like, you guys can be models.
Hey, no, he's
crazy.
He's getting knocked out, bro. I'm putting him right there. You just touched my chin. I don't know where your hands have been, bro. You're going down.
So he straight up just like, he started just like touching my friend. My friend was like, so what's going on, bro?
Y'all should have stomped him out. Yeah, I remember them. What? We got the beats.
But then he starts telling us stories like, yeah, I'm like on cocaine right now. I'm on like a mix of different drugs.
For sure would have got stopped.
And
the more you go on, I'm like, bro, why did you hit this man?
The thing is, his story got like sadder and sadder the more you listen to it. Because then he's like, yeah, I'm 39. I try to, I lost my wife and I try to go to the club. And he's like, oh yeah, my mom's about to pick me up from the train station right now. So we're like, oh, you live with your mom? He's like, yeah, I live with my mom. Pretty cool. I live in her basement. And the story just it's like a snowball.
Boy.
It kept on going down and down and down.
I would have felt bad. See, that's my problem. I just immediately go to violence.
You just would have punched him, man.
Why are you touching me, bro? What's going on, bro? Shit.
Dirk would have caused him to start punching.
Right. I wouldn't even heard him coming. I'd have my headphones on. Dirk is all like, yeah,
he just touches your beard.
You just touch me, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Voice of the streets, man. Just punch him out.
The best thing I can say is just get security, bro. Just get back.
That's what you need, man. You just
I
need
need
some
security. I think I do. My cousin was telling me, he's like, oh yeah, he was walking on the street one night. This is not late night. We're talking about 8, 9 p.m. Middle of Central Park. He got punched by a hobo, and the hobo just ran away. Straight up, just clocked directly in the face. Guy ran away. No reason. He wasn't talking. He was with 2 other people, just walking. Normal people.
See, not for nothing. This is why you need Dan. Dan over there. Dan's not even letting people get close to you, bro.
I'm gonna hire you, bro.
Gotta roll that down.
Yeah, roll with
Be
Dan.
there with you next time. You talked about skating. You talked about enjoying skating.
Yeah.
NJ Skate. Is that what that is?
NJ Skate Shop all
NJ
day,
Skate
bro.
Shop. You wanna tell us real quick about your experience skating?
So like, I just moved to New Jersey, right? And then like all my friends started skateboarding. I was like, damn, I feel kind of left out. Like I was just walking everywhere and they're skating and shit. So my dad bought me a skateboard. My dad was like, and that was like the day that my life changed forever. It was like my path was going this way, and then I got a skateboard, and then that way. And ever since then, like I've fallen in love, and I've just always been tapped in, like with the skate scene. I would go to the shop every day, say what's up, hang out, do some kickflips in front of the store, or whatever, usual shit. So they just show me a lot of love. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like a sponsorship, but like. They take care of me, give me a little discount here or there, give me a lot of free stuff, just because like they know that I'm like around like a lot of like known people. Yeah. So like it's good advertisement for them too. Same thing with my other sponsor, Narcy. They make these great bracelets. I'm actually not wearing it. Right now.
Look at his wrist.
Julian, I'm so sorry because I meant to put this on. So if you're watching this, I apologize. But go to Narcy. They're great. Great quality. They make bracelets, they make hoodies, apparel, all types of stuff, bro. They're really good quality stuff. And like I fuck with Julian so much because he's also just a part of that skate scene, one thing about skateboarding is like you're like brothers forever. Like I may have stopped skateboarding a couple of years ago, but like if I know you skate, like we automatically just click.
Yeah.
Like
it's like a fraternity.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a frat. Because I remember just like being like that 14-year-old skater like at the park trying beer for the first time or just doing dumb shit. And you just remember like the people and the camaraderie, like which is like such a good wholesome moment. Like I know a 14-year-old drinking beer sounds crazy, but like it's just like you're there with your friends and those are memories that you'll never forget.
Do you think that kind of like the skating like environment kind of has an influence in hip hop? Because obviously you see a lot of it in like the culture and like the clothing you see. A lot of it's inspired by skate culture. Do you think
Billionaire Boys Club? You ever seen Pharrell? Yeah,
exactly,
bro.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
You're good.
I was like, yeah, but yeah, dude, Billionaire Boys Club. Skateboard P started all that stuff way back when, and he kind of just took it for and like industry just kind of did what it did and took it further. You know, you start to think of like Lupe Fiasco with the song Kick Push, and you know, it's cool because like skateboarding and hip hop go hand in hand because they're both ways to express yourself that nobody ever truly understands.
Yeah.
You know, I go to a spot, I see a nice ledge and I want to skate it, maybe do like a couple 50-50s, back tail slides or whatever. And like, here comes security trying to kick me out this motherfucker. Like, damn, bro, I'm having a good time, minding my business. We're not bothering nobody, and you kicking me out. Like, what did I do to you? Like, people see skateboarders and they just automatically think like damage, property damage.
Yeah.
We're gonna like destroy everything. It's like that's not the case, bro. Like, and if we do break something, 9 times out of 10, we're gonna take responsibility for it and fix it. We're like the most respectable people ever. But people just automatically think we're goons. I don't understand why, bro. It's like the same thing with hip hop, bro. Like, you think like these people, you think they're like these goons and these like crazy ass tough guys. People, bro, these are some of the nicest people I've ever met, bro. There's no way. Like, I meet these dudes and I'm like, how you be talking about all this street shit, bro? You're mad nice, bro. It's so cool. There's no way you really shot somebody, bro. There's no way.
I feel like they have to portray themselves like that.
They
like,
gotta sell music.
Yeah.
The same way they want like women in the industry to like shake their ass and rap about their lady parts all the time. Like, bro, like, you don't need to do that. If you got bars, you got bars. You feel me?
Yeah.
But just some certain things just sell. That's just the way the industry is, you know.
That's why, especially like when you mentioned like female artists in rap, that's why I really fuck with Lil Sims. Because she's someone who hasn't like gone. Have you ever listened to Lil Sims music?
Can't say that I have, but I'm gonna check her out.
You definitely should. She's amazing. I believe she's actually from the UK, but she's an amazing artist. Some of her albums are albums of the years, in my opinion. And she doesn't fall into that same like typical industry trap of like portraying herself that way.
You gotta
She
be
makes the
yourself.
music she makes, and it speaks for itself. You know.
Individuality is key. Like, look
Yeah.
at Tyler, for example. He's like the perfect example of just like individuality within the industry. He's never really changed for like, you know, people always wanted him. If you think of his early music, he was rapping about like killing people and telling kids to skip school and shit, you know. But then that same thing with hip hop. It's just evolution. Like, you see him maturing as a person and growing, but he's always just stayed true to himself, and that's what I feel like is most important. Like, no matter how famous I get, I'm still gonna be me. I'm not gonna lie. I can have all the money in the world. I'm still gonna pull up in sweatpants and slides to the studio, bro. Like, I don't care. I have like literally one chain. I'm pretty sure it's fucking fake anyway. Like, I don't care. You feel me? I'm not big on like all that drip and stuff. Is like, don't remember, like I said before, I like making money, but like that's not what's important to me. Like, taking care of what I need to take care of is what's important to me.
I feel like having that humility and not being too materialistic and kind of being down to earth. Like, not only will attract like artists to work with you, but like, you're just gonna give off good vibes, good energy, and like you're just gonna feel a lot more fulfilled that way.
Yeah.
Just being a genuine person.
Yeah.
You know, people, once you just shake hands with a lot of people, you know, working at AT&T and seeing a lot of the business side of things, they taught me how to like maneuver, and like low-key taught me how to like analyze people. Because in sales, you kind of have to like gauge where people are going to know how to pitch certain things to them.
Yeah.
And it taught me how to really have conversations with people. And I learned, like, it's always about body language. You can really tell when somebody, like, does or isn't fucking with a situation. And you just build off of it from there. You know, being able to just, like, analyze and adapt is important.
That's so sick to hear. Once again, I just want to say thank you, man. I think
Oh,
we've gained a
yeah,
lot of insight into your life, into TJ's life, into everything that you've done.
Right.
And I'm so glad that we can get you on. You know, we've always been like talking about you for the longest time. He's been talking about like all the memes in your group chat you guys have been putting out. Like, all
Bro,
three of us, we've been
I'm
so
obsessed with memes, bro.
Memes go
Don't
crazy.
tell me that, because I'll spam me with memes all day.
I'm okay with that. I always spam people with memes all the time. But anyways, it was good to know you. You're such a down-to-earth, genuine person. I'm glad we can get
Super
some
respectful.
Everyone, make sure to
Gotta
follow him on all his socials. If you want to plug all your socials right now.
At Skycamp on everything. I think it's up Twitter. I think it's produced by Skycamp.
X now.
Yeah.
Not even
shit,
not even Twitter anymore.
Yeah. Oh, X. Yeah, bro. Why do I feel like I'm logging into a porn app? Bro? That's crazy, bro. It's crazy. I can't open this shit in front of my grandma. I still think I'm logging on the porn app or something, bro.
That's crazy.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is another great episode. Make sure to follow us on all our socials at Famous Chili Pod on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.